Okay, I think we're good now. My apologies, but welcome back to the Shattered Teeth. Uh, yeah, so I'm just going to throw it right out there. I assume you guys remember the events of last week. So my question to you is let's find the right map first. Oh, we're already on the right map. Yeah, what would you like to do?
We had a uh,
No, you first. I think you were just gonna say exactly what I was gonna say, so you can go.
yeah, we had a plan that we were gonna do Paul here with Soren into basically routing Tana in to see if we can find somebody who knows who would be as favorable to Rafe. The other possibility would be I guess we're going to Clifton, right? That's where we said we're gonna go, right? We're not gonna go to Beachmount because you just said no. He didn't want to go there. And so
Yeah.
so Cliffs is where we want to go. That's a one. Two, we have one of two options, which is one is just walk through and say if Rich are coming. I mean, try to see if anybody recognizes the horse, Tana, and it could be bad recognizing Tana, you know. Or we can go and try to find some generals that would be favorable to Rafe. That would be the military is where he'd have the contacts and the relationships and things. I have no idea what his reputation would be in the general population with all the misinformation that's out there. What do you guys want to do?
Probably not good.
Yeah, that's about my take, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure if we send Soren in, Soren will be able to get some sort of contact for somebody.
You have way too much faith in Soren.
No, we believe in you. It's okay.
It is, man.
Yeah,
You can
well,
do it.
More
I
Fully
don't
confident.
believe in me.
only
Fully confident.
people who like Rafe remembering Tana than his enemies remembering Tana. So, I don't think it's about Sword. I think it's about who recognizes the horse.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Try not to die.
Yep. So of course, Rafe's gonna be back in his other garments, so he's less conspicuous for one thing. Not his cloak and whatnot. And then I guess we need to get up to somewhere around here, right? Somewhere closer before we worry about making a decision. But I don't think we're going to go inside Clifton until we get well, I'm not going at all. I guess probably it's going to be Soren going in by himself, right?
I think so.
Okay. And then I would suggest that, I mean, do we want to? Is there any roads? We're off road here, right? It's not like we're following a main road.
There is one that'll follow more or less to the side of the forest, like this yellow, well, that line there, something like that. And I also just indicated the grey circle around here, this kind of greater Clifton. Like there's, farms and various smaller villages outside of Clifton proper. Which, of course, Rafe would know.
And then do I know? I would know, I guess. Patrols on this road. Are they often, frequent, rare?
Not so much patrols. There'd be lots of merchants going back and forth between Beachmount. You're unsure. You think that there's probably more patrols around given the state of the war, so you're expecting, I guess, to see both merchants and patrols along this road.
Okay. So we can use the road, and then I need to, if we see anything that looks official, I need to dive off. Get off the road. And if we're using Tana to attract those who know me, I probably should not be riding Tana as we travel, right?
Probably not. No.
It would kind of spoil the whole point. All right, that's going to be painful, but okay. Okay, so we will not have Tana, and then we'll walk on the road, and then if we see anybody look official, worrisome, then Rafe will jump off the road. He would not be leading and scouting as usual because of that.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there we go. We have a pseudo plan.
And sorry, you plan to Banff Rafe if you see anybody?
Banff Rafe.
I think Banff Tana was the question.
Oh,
not
sorry,
Rafe.
Tana.
That'd be funny.
Yeah,
but
I was really wondering who was attacking me.
Banff Tana, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
Tana.
anything bad happens, we throw you under the bus immediately. That's the
There you
plan.
go. Yep. Right. Kind of, not gonna be surprised by that. Yeah. If we see, Tana's not around. Tana's gonna be. I'm walking because any merchants, we're trying to not show
okay.
Tana until we get closer to Clifton. So he's gonna be not there.
Okay, cool.
He's our white flag, or he's our revolutionary flag or symbol, I guess. Apparently.
Interesting.
Or-
Okay, and of course, none of you have horses, right?
Not with us. We did at one point, and they have been long since abandoned and are probably dead. As is the way of horses in this game.
I kind of remember where they are. Well, they're off living happy lives. We'll put it that way. I'll make a DM ruling. Okay, so we'll assume you're all long rested. Outside of, we dealt with the druids and everything's gotten back to normal. Well, there's nothing trying to kill you, if that means normal. Tana's bamfed away, boom, and you start the walk to Clifton. It's going to take you the best part of a day to get there, but you start your travels. The road is usually a well-travelled road. You do see the odd merchant going back and forth, just shipping bits and pieces. Some wheat, some grain on one of them, some weapons on the other one. And they mostly are heading from Beachmount into Clifton as opposed to the other way. If you'd like to interact or talk with them at all, just let me know. Otherwise, we can just push on.
Push on, yeah.
Okay. So you push on, doing the walk thing. About midway through the day, you do see a patrol approaching from the member of the Assembled, which is the military arm of the Wanderman Assembly. There's one guy on a horse leading the way, and there's about 4 presumably lesser ranked members approaching your way. What do you do?
We're just gonna try to scurry off into the woods. What's that, Soren? Soren, you ever thought? Or are you talking to your dog?
I'm gonna say he's probably muted.
Oh, Soren.
It is bad.
Hello, hi.
There we go.
Yes, it was being savagely attacked by a dog.
I figured. Yeah, so Rachel will kind of head off into the woods if possible to not be seen, and do a bad job of being stealthy because that's pretty much Rafe for some reason. He's not a typical paladin with heavy mail. He still cannot stealth. Crap.
Yeah, well, you can see them coming from a fair distance off, so you have plenty of time to duck into the woods. So it's not well, I'll let you know how it goes, but you get a good 20 minutes to find a spot and settle in before the Wanderman Assembly, the Assembled start approaching. The rest of you just walk up, just continue on your way.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing to hide, so just keep on keeping on.
Much.
So you wander forward, and the patrol stops you. Says, "Hold there, please. State your name and your business."
The Eris walking to Clifton.
Eris Clifton, and you, sir? He says, pointing to Judas.
Judas heading to Clifton.
And finally, you, the skinny one. What's your story? Name, where you going? Clifton, I assume?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Named
Sh-
Soren.
Soren, Judas, Eris. Is there anybody else traveling with you?
Soren will just like look around like, no.
Where are you coming from?
Beachmount?
And what's your business in Clifton?
Shopping.
Shopping? What are you shopping for?
I'm
Adventuring.
looking for
here.
booze.
Booze?
Yeah.
I can respect that. All right. And have you paid the merchant's tax? I'll need to see a receipt.
Sorry?
The merchant's tax. Have you paid it? I need to see a receipt.
Well, we're not merchants. We're just buying, like, items. I don't understand.
Buying items, trading, that's what merchants do. I need to see your receipt.
We're not
trading
merchants.
anything. Yeah, we're not trading anything. We're just buying with
We just like
Money.
to go on walks.
Well, if you're walking, if you're going to Clifton, if you're buying stuff, if you're trading stuff, regardless, you need to pay the merchant tax, 25 gold pieces a head.
so confused.
It would, as I
I'm
just
not-
said, we are not merchants, yeah.
Okay, not merchants, check. That'll be 25 gold pieces, please. Per person.
Who just walks around with 25 gold pieces? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm broke as hell. Like, we're just going to buy booze. Like, I don't understand.
Can Eris and Soren both make deception checks?
I actually don't have 25 gold, so that could be a lot of money for me.
I also don't know. I'm just keeping my mouth shut.
Well, I'm not
I only have
making
9 gold to my name.
Judas making a deception check because I believe he's genuinely going to Clifton to buy booze.
Right?
Okay, Soren as well. Do you guys not have?
I'm re-rolling that.
Whoa!
You're re-rolling that.
Not
Oh, with a
crazy guy.
sorcery point.
There you
Oh,
go.
coming out already. Do you guys generally not have 75 gold pieces between you?
No,
No,
I
I'm
have
broke-
9
I'm broke,
gold.
Yeah.
22 gold pieces.
I
Yeah.
am hella broke.
We spend everything. I send most of it back home.
I just
spent
gave
it
all
on
of
my
it to,
one
like, an
magic item.
orphanage. Yeah.
So,
We don't have any money.
well, we have a problem then. You need to come up with 75 gold pieces.
The walk?
Well,
Yep.
if I had that capability, I would definitely not be walking all the way to from Beachmount to Clifton if I had the ability to make gold out of literally thin air.
Look, miss, I don't give a rat's ass what your excuse is. Come up with the gold, or we're going to have an issue. Or come up with something of equal value, or else we're going to have an issue. I notice you've got a fine, that's a mighty fine-looking maul you got there, friend. That's got to be worth at least 75 gold pieces.
I stand up to them just as big and imposing as possible. I hold my maul out in front, like in front, but grip tight. And I say, "Are you going to try and take it from me?"
Make
If
an
we don't have the
intimidation
money.
check, Judas.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're
You
rolling crap
rolled.
today, guys.
All right.
Let me roll a
Look
something.
around.
And so you're holding it close to him, like to arm's distance, so he could grab it if he wants to.
But so basically it's hammer side up over the ground, and if he touches it, it's a held action to activate the hammer's ability. on them.
Diplomacy.
Quick question: am I watching this, or can I not see? I'm just curious.
You're watching it. Yep.
Hey, do I recognize anybody? Recognize the leaders or anybody else on this?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big old army. No, you don't. You don't recognize this person or many of the subservients.
Okay, that's fine.
Look, friend. Look, we've asked to ask you for a simple tax. We're asking for something of equal value. So if you don't have the gold, you see him attached to that maul, and you can see he's slightly shaken by the sheer, I don't know, testosterone pumping out of Judas with his very in his front action. So, 75 gold pieces or something of equal value.
Feels like a shakedown, man.
Yeah, just a bunch
I
of
think
brigands.
this is
Picking on poor people.
Wait in.
Soren's just gonna walk past them.
Nah, stay right there.
He's just gonna keep walking.
if he makes a move for Soren, I will hit him.
Okay. You're just a bit quiet for me. Let me pump you up on my rolling, Soren. Here we go. Soren, you start walking past him, and he places the guy on the horse places a sword and says, "No. Look, we've done this politely. We don't want to have to take it, but we will if we have to."
He puts his sword on me?
No, he blocks your path with his sword. Blocks your path with his sword.
How many of them were there?
1 on horse, 3 on foot.
You know we have to.
Soren's just gonna cast fear on them.
Okay.
And he's just gonna like flash his eyes like at the guy that put blocking him with the sword.
Okay, let me bring up some stats here. Would this include the horse?
Yeah. Just everything in the cone.
Okay. Oh. My stat sheet go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so you cast Fear. DC 17 Wisdom save. So we'll do the assembled first. 1, 2, 3. And I'm not sure what a horse is, but I'll just roll a d20. Oops. Okay, if a creature's worst fear must succeed to whatever it is holding and become frightened. Frightened. Okay, so the guy drops his sword in front of you. You're not liking what's going on, Soren, so quickly you bring out a white feather, I guess, and wave it around to your verbal and somatic components. And he says, "Oh, shit! No! No! Ah!" And he starts panicking and looks around. But then the horse starts panicking as well, rears up its legs. The guy's going to make a dexterity throw to try and stay on it. Oh, he does stay on the horse. And then the horse and the 3-man just start bolting. I'm going to say that they bolt off kind of towards the east, off in this direction. And they just take off. They rolled an 8, a 16... a 3 and another 16 for the horse, and woof, they're gone.
Yay. Alright. Well, Shall we?
As the horse does rear up, though, you notice something crawls out of the lead rider's pocket and falls onto the ground. And they take off.
Alright.
Crawls?
Falls.
Falls.
Okay. He said crawls. I was like, oh. No.
What's it got in its pockets?
Yeah.
I'll go, take a look.
Yeah, you look at it. You're good at looking at things. I'm just
Yep.
some skinny, scary country boy.
Okay, this looks like a bit of parchment that's been crumpled up to form like a rudimentary kind of bag, and it's tied. It's tied with a loose string at the top, and there's obviously something inside of it. If you want to know what's inside of it, you have to take a closer look.
Could I ritually cast Identify on it? Is it pinging
Yeah, if I
back
get
anything
touched, right?
magical?
Yeah, magic.
Okay.
The last time we opened a bag, it exploded in our face a bunch.
Yeah.
Detect magic though, is that identify you got touch, but detect magic? Could you have to? You have that?
I don't. No, I don't have that.
Assume Rift came out after they're gone, by the way.
Sure.
Okay. I'm not gonna do Divine Sense, but I'm not gonna help us much.
It's gonna pick up Soren again.
Yeah, I know, every time. And he glows.
Hey, at least you know it works, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I'll go ahead and do it, because we laughed about it. If I don't do it now, something bad happened, it'd be horrible. So I use Divine Sense just the heck of it.
Okay, it is.
I have
not-
so many, and they're so useless.
You detect one undead, but you realize it's an old companion, so that's fine. No celestial, no undead. It's not consecrated ground. It's not desecrated ground. So your divine sense shows nothing.
Nothing as usual.
Nothing.
Yeah, the
Woo.
paper
Sorry,
bag
just
apparently
begins
is
to
not
glow.
inherently evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Good to
No
know,
one
good
had to
to know.
take magic, huh? All right, then. I mean, unless you gotta do something, Ray's gonna go and grab and pick it out.
Why
Open
not
it.
just touch it with my hands? I can do the identify
Okay.
thing, or I'll just open the
Okay.
bag. I'm just gonna open the bag.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm almost
No
tempted
point,
to give you
actually, right?
inspiration for that. It's a paper bag and divine sense, identify, detect magic. Oh, sweet Jesus, what is this?
We've been burned.
Okay, who is it? Eris, you pick it up. It's got a little bit of heft to it, and just picking it up from the base, you feel something kind of grinding, I guess, inside of it. Like there's maybe some small rocks in there, something like that.
Okay. I will open the baggie, but I will point it away from myself when I open it.
And
who?
towards,
For whom?
yeah, you open up,
Uh.
point it away from you, and nothing happens. Doesn't explode. Doesn't do anything.
That's so hilarious. We're doing this. It's so D&D though.
I'll
It is.
slowly turn the bag to myself and take a look inside.
What you see inside are some crystals. They're about just a 3mm kind of sizes, and they're all like a pale green color, and they're all assembled at the bottom of this bag.
I will pick one out.
Okay, kind of feels like it's about the density of salt to it.
Okay, I will cast Identify on this to see if it pings anything.
It is not magical.
Okay, I lick it.
You lick it.
Yeah,
Okay,
is it a drug? What is this?
Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
best way to find out if it's a drug, snort it.
You lick it. You feel a tingling on your tongue. Then it starts. Then your tongue becomes immediately numb. You can't feel your tongue, and it's an odd sensation in itself. And then you look around, and everything. It's just a slightly different shade of green around you. That's what you experience.
I think it's drugs, guys.
Alright, so we have the army using drugs. Okay, one thing I would say, and this is really pisses off, right? Is that when you see these, when you see the military, try not to kill them. Knock them out if you can. If we're going to try to get these guys, first of all, I train a lot of them, and the ones that are not good, we'll get rid of later. But let's try not to kill anybody. If we can help it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
the idea of the military using drugs, it pisses him off. It pisses him off.
Do we know? Is this the same drug that showed up on that island? Those two guys were peddling.
10 points to Judas. It looks very similar to the drugs that they were peddling. The street name it went by was Rock Salt.
When are they peddling that? Where?
First
What you-
island.
What you learned.
Little village.
Quinn. Okay, yeah, way back. Yeah, cool. Okay, gotcha.
So way back on Boothwyn Island, which is where you washed up after being stranded at sea, you came across some people pushing drugs here that was kind of screwing up the residents of Long Beach. You eventually got to Carmen, where you had your first, I think you met Leighton Dawson there, at some point anyway.
Yeah.
And you learned that he was harvesting rare drugs from rare plants from inside of the cobalt jungle and using those plants to manufacture rock salt. And it seems as if it's made its way to Rookvar Island. So yeah, Judas, well done for paying attention to the stuff that I lay down. So this is indeed rock salt, and you do remember that Leighton Dawson, among other things, was using the rare jungles on the rare, plants to manufacture rock salt. It's kind of like the methylamine to his meth.
Absolutely. So it's a leap to say that Dawson's still doing that. He could have done that before and got it embedded in all this, and he would still be gone. So we don't really know that, right?
What you do know about Leighton Dawson, just as a bit of a history primer as well, is you remember when our dearly departed Armistice, when he destroyed the boats over somewhere.
Eris destroyed the boats, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be here, right here. Oh, but this is where Armistice fell, and his only way off the island was the boat that you destroyed. So that's the last you heard of Leighton Dawson. But regardless,
Yeah, and we think he's dead because I mean, the players wise, we knew that he's something else, but characters wise, we have no reason why he wouldn't be dead from that.
yeah, I mean, Armistice did learn that he was something else, but the rest of you have no idea that you assume he's just a nasty ass human.
All right. Well, this definitely firms Frey's resolve around trying to solve this because this is his military that he trained at. He helped. And he took a lot of pride in to help people. It is being corrupted even worse. So, but guys, I would ask you guys not to kill any of the military. I don't know that they're all good, but I know they're not all bad. And we can't get done what we want to get done if we start killing folks that we want on our sides. So just keep that in mind.
Long way. But if someone tries to kill me, I can't guarantee I will not kill them.
I understand that. I've been part of lots of different battles and wars. Just I would appreciate your attempt to not cause any deaths with these guys or gals.
Eris,
Alright,
do you
let's-
keep
I
hold
guess
of
we're
the
gonna
rock salt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you now? Do you really want to carry that around?
Addicted.
Mm. What? It's just drugs.
Yeah, but drugs that we know is illegal. We know that. Do we want to have that in our possession if we get caught by somebody else again?
Well, I'll put it in my bag, like just like a little sack that I have, and I can do my Do-do-do. The magical tinkering ability, and it can make the bag look empty. So if anybody does check my bags, it just looks
Okay.
empty.
Okay, excellent.
Sorry, that is a long ability.
That's fine. I'll take your summation of it. So you put it in a bag and you do some tinkering, and the bag looks empty. So someone searches you. Is it unfindable? Is there a chance they could find it?
I mean, like it visually no, but like by smell, if there's like drug sniffing dogs, like I'm not gonna go through airport security or anything.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. So, having gotten some drugs and scared the living bejesus out of a bunch of soldiers, you start making your way further following the road till you get to the outskirts of Clifton. And at this moment, I need a short break, so I'll see you guys back in just a few minutes. I'll be back. Okay, is everybody here?
Yep.
Yup.
Okay, so you arrive. It's an odd homecoming of sorts for you, Rafe, as you get amongst the familiar, the very small farming communities. Just everybody's got their own little farmhouse and farms, and you see everything's going pretty much as you left it when you left Clifton all that time ago. People still need to get fed. So simple farmers, some of them kind of nod as you enter, not caring or not wanting to care as you walk past. And then towards the end of the day, you get closer to the centre of Clifton, where things start building up a little bit more. The farms start. There's a inn with farming supplies. Very small little clusters of town folks around. Do you wish to push on to Glade Clifton, or what would you like to do?
So we're around the edges. What you're saying? We're at the edge of the outside.
Yep, the
here.
farmlands that support Clifton.
Okay, so not in the outer Clifton yet. We're still like maybe somewhere around farther back. What you're saying?
Yeah, just on the farms around Clifton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then we'll keep on going to be closer to the kind of outer suburbia, if you will, and then that's where somehow we're gonna find out where the rest of us are gonna hold off while Thorin does his run, right?
Okay, yeah, so you get to more built-up areas. I think suburbs would be the best way to describe it. And you do see that dominates this town, the Clifton Castle. And even from the suburbs, it looms over the town. And it's a serious-looking castle. Looks well-maintained. Even now you can see many assembled guards walking back and forth along the wall that surrounds it. And something that strikes you as odd as well, Rafe, partly because of your military eye, but partly because you've been inside of this castle many times, is the obvious place to attack Clifton from the sea is to come in through the harbour. And as defences, there's several ballistas that have been mounted along the walls, and they all usually point out at the ocean. They're not pointing out at the oceans though. They're more pointing towards the suburbs that surround Clifton itself. That strikes you as odd. If you want to defend Clifton, then surely, all ballistas, trebuchets, that type of thing should be pointing this way. But they're not. And as you approach these suburbs, something else strikes you as odd. You see the usual people, people just getting about with their lives, not really probably caring too much about the war, just wondering where their next meal's coming from. And you see children run out onto the street and just goof around like children do, saying who can eat the most dirt, those type of games. And it's nice. But then up in the distance, you just see a random bunch of patrols, of which you've seen many in Clifton. And as the patrol gets close, you hear mothers, "Hey, come inside, quickly! Get inside, come on, come, quickly! Before they see you, come!" And all the children scamper back inside. And then the assembled just walk past. And for some reason, it's the general populace thinks it's best to avoid the assembled, which is very different to when you were here. As you're taking this in, the slightly different version of Clifton, and the other thing you notice is there's some people just living on the streets. There's always beggars in any big city. That's to be expected. But there just seems more people down on their luck, more people living on the streets. It's still the infrastructure there. It still looks like an okay place to live. And you do notice houses without people in them. But for some reason, there's people living on the street. And one of them sees you passing. And he stands up, kind of slightly wobbling. And he comes over and he's kind of talking to all of you. And he's doing that classic thing. He's talking to all of you and moving his head back and forth. But he's not quite making eye contact with you. And he says, "Hey, brothers, sisters. You got some coin you can spare, man? Help a brother out. Come on, man. What you got? Just a little bit. Help a brother out, man."
Does he seem like drugged out, or is he just like poor?
He seems not quite with it. He's obviously poor, and without even a roll, he's not quite with it. He's under the influence of something. And once he gets closer, doesn't smell at all nice. His skin's kind of blotchy, even scabbed over in some places. "Come on, man, just lend a brother some coin. Come on, man, I serve, man, give me some. What you got? Come on, help a brother out, man. What you got?"
Eudas just walks by him and shoulder, like pushes him out of the way.
"Oh, man, come on, brother. I just need a little help. What about you, man?" He says, talking to Soren. "You know what I'm talking about, man. Just give me something. Give me, what do you got? Come on."
Soren was kind of like side eye, like try to scooch around him.
He's right up in your face. "Come on, man." And you
He's
see
gonna
him
like duck down and around him.
make a dexterity check. And
Oh
beat
lord.
a 6. You effortlessly slide. "Oh, come on, man, just some coin. You miss, come on, man. You look wealthy. You're well put together. Come on, man. Just a little bit of coin."
I don't have any coin on me. We're kind of shook down on the way out here. I've got
Oh,
like
shit,
some
man.
food if you want some food.
You got some salt, man?
Some soap?
Salt! Rock salt!
Salt. No.
Make a deception check. It's not gonna be oh man, just anything, man. Anything, just a copper, man. Do you
No,
offer him
sorry,
some
man.
food?
I will give him some food if he will take the food. Like I'll give him a little thing of rations.
He slaps it out of your hand. Just some cold, man.
I'll flip him the bird and then precipitate the food back off the ground and like into my hand again. Clean it
Oh,
off
man.
and then
You're
walk
magic,
away.
man. Magic me up some coin.
I'd be rich if I could do that.
Oh, man. What about you, buddy? He says, talking to Rafe. Come on, that's a fine-looking sword and armor, man. You loaded. Give me some coin. Give me.
He'll pass him some silver. That's all he has.
Oh, shit, man. Thanks, bro. You got anything else?
All I got, man. Up here.
Oh.
I'll just help you out some.
Ah, cheers, man. And he takes... How much do you give him?
2 silver.
Okay, he takes it and says, "Oh, man, blessing upon you, man. Blessing upon you." And he disappears into an alleyway. And you
If you're going to
proceed.
indulge them, do it before everyone next time.
Well,
What did you say?
What was that?
That if you're going to indulge a drug addict, do it before everyone next time. It gets them to go away.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah.
As
He
you
smacked food out of my hand. Jerk.
Sorry,
As
the
you-
whole experience is not what I expected. So
You get used to the riffraff on the street. You just have to push by them. The drug addicts and those guys, they're
not. It's not there for the street. It's this. It needs to be this way. Something is. This is not right.
something else
gonna help.
that strikes you as not right. There are several posters, wanted posters around the place, with Fowlin McAllister's face on them. It looks approximately like you, but you know, it's not a photo, it's an artist's rendition of what you're thought to look like. It kind of looks like you, but it could kind of look like other people as well. There's a reward up there for 50,000 gold pieces, dead or alive. But you also notice, let's make sure. Yes, you also notice that some of them have been torn down. There's half wanted posters in places. It just says wanted. So someone's obviously ripped them off. You know, been nailed onto side of buildings and things like that. And you notice some of them have had 5 stars painted on them. Kind of in a crisscross kind of a pattern. Just black, arranged in a kind of an X pattern made up of these pointed stars. And you stop and think, man, that also looks familiar. For player brownie points, what does this symbol mean? Anybody remember?
I think that he said it right. The gift is right. I think that's what everybody's doing.
Oh, I'm not looking.
You Discord.
That's the that's ours, not the public.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Repeat that one. Go ahead.
If your players will remember, back when you were captured and Armistice broke you out, the price he had to pay, if you remember, was betraying a group called the Resistance. The Resistance idea is that the middle islands, the restless islands, are constantly, over the centuries, either controlled by the Wanderman Assembly or the other ones, whose names also escape my mind. So they're constantly tired of the bickering between the two great nations, and they're used to be like a pawn, and they want independence. So that was the Resistance. A bad name, but that's what it's called. And this reminds you of the rebels back on the Central Islands.
No, if I really ever ran into them. I mean, I know they saved me, but did they have it like blazoned on their clothing?
Oh,
The
not
only
on the
people
clothing.
who really met
This is
them was Armistice.
yeah, Armistice definitely had the most. I mean, on various on those towns, you did see it written like as an act of defiance, like graffitied on the side of the buildings, and the local soldiers would be constantly scrubbing it off because it's a sign of, you know, fuck you, basically, we want our homeland back. Of course, that particular version of the Resistance got brutally crushed by Armistice,
Yeah.
but saved your life. So that reminds you of that, and you think, oh, maybe, you know, it's a more disparate organization, not just limited to those islands, but everywhere. And you also see up ahead of the street, about 100 feet ahead of you, you see a young child, maybe about 8 years old. A little boy. He looks, scruffy, but not. All the children here kind of look like around scruffy. And you see him, and he's got a little kind of almost like a crown in his hand. And he looks around, he looks left, he looks right. Then he reaches up to one of these posters of Fowler McAllister and starts doing the stars, the 5 stars, in the manner of the resistance. And you think, wow, that's brave. And you can see they're foolish because he looked left, he looked right, he didn't look behind him. And a big hand of one of the assembled grabbed his hand and says, "All right, son, you're coming with me." And the little kid struggles and strains against it, but this guy's got a vice-like grip on him. And he's there with his 3 buddies, and he starts dragging this kid in the general direction of the castle.
All right, so where are we exactly? We're out in the city, out in the streets with this.
Yep, just
Okay,
suburbs.
how many soldiers are around us?
Well, there's 3 that have accosted this young child. Make a perception check, see if you can spot any more around. A quick search up and down the city block. You don't see anything. And this kid is just screams, "Let me go! Let me go! No, don't take, no! No!" And you see doors kind of close, shut, like thump, 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 down the street. No one, it seems,
How
wants
old
to get
is
involved.
the kid?
About 8.
Yeah.
How far away are they?
About 100
That's
feet up
good.
the road.
We're just going to say put him down when Zero
Yep.
cast command.
You have to get a little bit closer to that, but yeah.
60 feet. How far away are you say we're?
Oh, if you want to, I
700.
mean, they're walking.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
You could catch up to them easily
Yeah.
if you like. Oh,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah, I'll do that.
commanding? Oh, okay.
Yes.
So wisdom saving
Moving in.
throw.
As well.
Okay, so you just say, put him down. And let's do a wisdom saving throw for these guys. You see him stop for a second. And he turns around. He looks at me and he says, "Who the bloody hell are you?"
I'm the one telling you to put him down now.
I ain't putting shit down.
He's walking close. He's like going that slow walk toward him.
Look, this little shit is called graffitiing, called defacing posters of Fowler McAllister, the wanted man, as ordered by King Cyrus II. This guy needs, shall we say, questioning. None of your business, friend. Just walk away.
I'm telling you, it's a child. Let him go. He's still walking closer, so he's closer as he talks.
And the guy stops, sword in one hand, the kid in the other hand. He says, "Why don't you just piss off?" And the 2 soldiers behind him as well have also drawn their swords. What's Udas, Eris, and Soren doing?
I'll have been getting a little bit closer as well. I'll stick right behind Rafe.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Rafe to do any sort of movement, and then I will hold my action if they do go to either attack the child or attack Rafe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm holding a spell.
Soren, Udas?
I'll cast Calm Emotions.
Okay, we'll let you do that. And what was Udas doing?
He's
Are you
gonna
including Frey because he's pissed?
charge in. If they've drawn their swords, he's charging in.
Okay.
Is he getting caught in the common oceans as well?
You attempt to each humanoid. Okay, so Rafe, make a charisma saving throw, as will the assembled. 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. What's the DC? 17.
17.
So Rafe, you pass.
Who's up list?
Roll me a D6, Soren. You want a 5 or a 6? Okay, so the 2 lackeys behind them kind of relax. Their shoulders droop a little bit. But the guy with the child on one hand, he passes his saving throw with an 18. But those 2 lackeys fail. And he says, all right. You want to step this up, do you? You know, I could just call and this entire place would be flooded with assembled. This is not a fight you want to take on. None of your business. Just move on.
Let's see. He's gonna have. I think you need to leave and leave the child alone, or you're gonna get hurt. When he does that, he's gonna try to intimidate. What he's trying to do, and I want to use a superiority die with it.
Okay.
There's that. D8. His commanding presence is the
Sure. Oh, yeah. And I'm waiting for your D8.
7. It should come through.
Okay, so 25.
Yeah, I do see it on the thing there.
So it just nothing magical about it, right? It's just turned into a very good intimidation check.
Yeah, it's a really good intimidation. This guy, it looks very scary, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Not sure how we could get high on this, but we'll give him a chance. Nope. The soldier looks around, the guy who's got the child in the hand, and he looks around and he sees Judas with this maul that's almost as big as Judas, very intimidating looking thing. He looks at Eris, you're kind of looking as if you're ready to jump into the fray as well. Soren, you've already so calm emotions. Okay, so you cast a spell, and he looks behind him, and he sees his friends kind of looking left, looking right. What's your name, friend? Talking to Rafe. What's your name, friend?
Name doesn't matter. You need to leave.
He is holding the child at arm's length, drives a knee into the small of the back of the child. The child crumples to the ground, spits on the ground, and the soldiers walk away.
It goes up to the child and says, "You need to get out of here quickly before they come back." In a soft, kind voice.
And the kid looks up at you. There are tears streaming down his face, but he's not crying. Apparently, this is probably not the first time a soldier's kicked him effectively. But he wipes the tears from his eyes and kind of smears the dirt across his face. And he says, "Are you with the resistance, mister?"
I'm just a man who doesn't want to see a child bullied. But he can probably, I'm up close trying to be non-threatening, so he can probably see my face.
Uh-huh. I'm going to give him a very slight chance of recognizing you. If this is a 20, he recognizes you. He's got no idea.
Right.
All
That's fine.
right, Mister. Yeah, thanks. And then he takes off, kind of half limping with this. You assume a bruise already starting to form in the small of his back.
Ray kind of sells himself and says, "We probably should get out of the street."
It is turning dark. And remember, it took you most of the day to get here, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's dark out now.
We need a place to stay. That's wrong. Is there an inn there? I mean, I guess I would know it. I don't know all of Clifton. What that means, I don't care if it's home. I don't know every place. So, but do I know a place to stay?
Yeah. There is an inn called the Curious Fiddler that you know. A fairly nondescript bar inn. You could get some decent food there. You could, get drunk if you want to. Judas might like that. But the Curious Fiddler Inn would be available.
Rifle so folks, I think I know where you can go, and he'll lead them to that inn.
So short walk. As I said, it's a fairly simple inn. People are drinking, having a good time. You enter. Nobody pays you much mind. What do you do?
Well, of course, we'll go up to the front and get a room first, and then he wants to sit and listen to in the room to listen to the chatter.
Okay, so
It's a drink and tries to hear what the talk is.
Okay, so you all we'll say you all get something to drink or eat and get into a quiet corner of the inn and take a moment. And as people come in after a hard day's work, you can tell some of them are farmers, some of them are soldiers. And why don't you make a perception check at advantage, Rafe? I assume we'll say everybody is kind of all listening at the same time. So perception check at advantage.
Yep.
The talk of the town is very much fuck the king. Not said in so many words, because saying fuck the king would probably see your head removed from its shoulders. When assembled walking, there's people kind of glaring at them, being, very much representative of the king. They're complaining about the exorbitant taxes. They're complaining about the presence of rock salt and how it's, made Clifton not the nicest place to be. And they're also talking about the king using rock salt as a means of controlling the population. Like, it keeps him scared, it keeps him afraid. He basically finds people, accuses them of being drug users, and then hauls them off into the castle itself. And you get the impression that it's just a pretense. If there's someone who's too loud or too raucous, he uses this no-tolerance drug policy to effectively, target people who he doesn't like, who he wants locked up. So it's very much like a military dictatorship, and they're using this excuse to keep the people firmly under his thumb. With a 21, you also notice people are talking about getting rock salt and doing deals for rock salt. You can tell they're not using the word rock salt, but you can tell what they're talking about with really shallow veiled code words. Basically, Clifton is pretty damn unhappy.
What does he hear about the military and the army? They all hate him? Are they all enforcing the rules, or anything he hears that's different from that? Is there any names that he recognizes that's not as bad?
No names that are recognized, but the assembled is not viewed in a good light. There's also talk they're worried about attacks from their foes, and they feel like if the military's so disjointed, drugs is a problem, and what possible chance have they have of defending themselves?
In charge of the underground in Clifton. We know that.
We don't know. Did we hear anything here about the resistance?
No, not the resistance. I'm sorry, I didn't mean the underground. I meant the underbelly. I apologize.
Well, the underbelly would be Armistice's group.
Of course.
Just find my notes for that.
As far as I'm concerned, he still owes us a favor.
He does.
Yeah,
Who's he?
Armistice and Roman's father.
Okay. Why does he owe us a favor? I know that he died, but what did he do to owe us a favor? Nice agreeing on him.
Well, we got Roman, whatever that artifact coin thing was, to
Oh,
fulfill
yeah,
his
that's right.
destiny and
That's right.
blah blah blah.
Thank you.
So, as far as I'm concerned, we go cash in that favor. Roman's alive somewhere, in theory.
He's here somewhere. Yeah, and Rafe would turn to you guys and say that I need help, guys. I'm really emotionally compromised. I'm pissed. This is not what I left. This is not. My life is about the people and about helping and serving, and I left thinking that was still okay. Thinking that he was that this is all power, but none about this. I don't know how to. My bearings are lost. I'm not one who breaks the rules, and so I don't know what to do next.
We need to shut down the drugs. Can't let drugs keep spreading.
I don't disagree. But I don't know how to. I want to help. I want to stop this. This shouldn't have happened. I don't know how to help this. I don't know how to stop this. This is both Judas and Eris, and you guys live in a different level of life. You know this underground better than I do. You know how to operate, where to go, how to talk. This is not my world. I want to attack. I want to hit something. I feel more like you does than myself. I want to. This is not the way it should be. I want them to go after.
I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Aaron.
Eris is just gonna pass Rafe a drink. In the meantime, you can go.
Take that. Yes.
I think that I think that Armistice's father and Roman's father would have similar feelings as the people to your brother.
I don't know. My father worked a lot with his father. They had dealings, so I know that my father, got on well. He may not like what Cyrus was doing. I really couldn't tell you. It's part of the life, part of the side of operations, if you will, that I didn't have much to do with. My job, my service to the people was simpler. It was take that hill. It was stop this raid. It was catch that thing. It wasn't all these underground things.
I mean, you would know that the Upward Path and the King work closely together, but nothing official. When you left, you know that the Upward Path would do the jobs that the King couldn't be seen doing, but needed to get done nevertheless. So think of them as almost like the Mafia or the Yakuza, having deep ties in the government, bribes going back and forth, and jobs being done that the King or the one the mid-assembly at least couldn't be seen doing themselves. So that type of relationship.
So it could be good. I don't know. I don't know what kind of. I mean, I would think that group and Cyrus would get along well, but I don't know that. I mean, according to what I know from Armistice had a more noble feeling or noble approach, or we talked about his father in Upper Path was more noble than I knew them. So I don't know, Judas, if they're the allies or enemies.
Definitely an end, though, I will say. Like, that does seem right. They did seem to have more morals, at least than the king currently seems to have, by, you know. At the very least, they might know something about all the drug trafficking that's been going on.
They might be the drug traffickers.
Amish was pissed when the kids got the drug. He wanted to kill those drug dealers.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it would be them. Maybe, probably.
Right? Only he hadn't died.
Changed.
I will point out that, I mean, you got that guy who was obviously off his face on rock salt who tried to get all that money from you. You saw other people like that there. The youngest ones you saw were probably 14, 15. So, you know, kids still. And from what Armistice used to say, you know, that was the line. Kids are off limit. And apparently these kids got their hands on some rock salt. So make of that what you will.
They crossed the line. So potentially Upper Pathway Piffs are happy about that, right?
If what Armistice and Roman said about their father is true. So flip a coin, that's 50-50.
Yeah, you didn't get along great with him.
Well, everybody has a different view of their father, and I might
just
be
none
my
at all.
son's hero, or I might be villain. I don't know. So you don't know how your child views you as they grow up when you're away from them.
Definitely true. Okay, so the original plan was for Soren to do a ride with Tana around. It seems really dangerous. There is definitely they're marking up on the face of the rebel symbol, so I think there's a chance in this instance positive to approach to figure out how to approach them to get hold of them. And there's the Upper Path if you've got things. Which way do you guys want to go? Do you want to try to find Upper Path and have a conversation, or do you guys want to try the All Revere's ride? Do you want to try to have Tana around and see what kind of approach you get?
Why not both?
This is really hard to do without Roman here, because like it'd be easy for him to say, "Yeah, let's go
Right?
see my father."
I know. Right? Yeah, I know. Here's what it is. Yeah, so do we want to go talk to Upper Path? We probably could talk around. We probably could do the drug path if you just right and follow that. It would probably at least take us through the criminal path to find out. I mean, but if we think they're not dealing the drugs, then it won't lead us to Upper Path. But we probably could find them if we want to. Right? Good point, Eric. If we don't want to talk with them, maybe it's a bad direction to go. That's a really good point.
We didn't lose Roman. He walked away. So
Yeah, but those are hard
I'm not
conversations
his
to have.
babysitter.
Let your
We
son be
kept him
killed.
alive.
Yeah.
He's probably out there trying to make money and find weird stuff to.
Armistice
Bring
was
his
alive
back.
every moment he was around us. I'll just say that.
That
So,
is true. Yeah. And until he wasn't.
But explain that to a father might not easy. I really lean in the. You said that lean into the ride with Soren. Sorry, Soren. Because it's gonna be really hard to explain to a father how he knew his son before he got killed. Oh, by the way, your son's dead. Yeah, how would he know?
I mean, at the same time, though, we are pretty certain that
Oh shit!
the
Right.
yeah, the ship that we blew up belonged to the guy that was part of that drug trade.
Well, yeah. So his son was killed by.
Drug traders, essentially.
Yeah, that's a positive. If we could get that out of our mouth before they attack us, and kill us.
Because then that would give them motive, like, oh shit, drug traders killed my son. Let's stop the drug trade.
Right.
If what they said was true about their father, they should be trying to stop the drug trade already.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I
So
think
somewhere there may be some type of stop. Yeah. Okay.
it's a risk if we go down there and it turns out they care about the money more than the people. We'll have a fight on our hands. Otherwise, an ally. I'm willing to take that risk.
You like that path better than trying to see what the resistance of top of the family, trying to use Tana as a lure.
But I've seen the resistance is going to be a bunch of drugged out, weak individuals that are going to be slaughtered by strong, drugged out individuals.
Okay. One, I don't think the resistance. I'm sure there are people here who are not drugged out. So I think we find resistance. Those in their passion of that resistance would not be inhibited by that. But to your point, the upper path they have more contacts inside the military. They might be sympathetic to our cause. But in the end, the rebellion is really about getting the alliance of the military. The people aren't going to take out the military very easily, right? I want their support, and I want to help them, but they're really the allies you want, the ones you want on your side, and in this type of situation is going to be military, right?
I don't
We
know
need
if
to
we're
find-
getting them right quick though.
No, but
That's gonna be a
there's got to
hard
be those.
sell.
There's got to be those in the military. I know the word those are available to me, so it's not anything else. You got to find the ones that are, and those are the ones you want, and those are the soldiers and the people and the ones you want on your side. Use the upper
You
path
know
to
the
find
saying
them.
of bad apple ruins the bunch? It appears
possible,
that there are no
but-
good apples left.
See, if that's true, then our task to get the military to help us out is futile. If you guys want to take over and to win this thing and not have a strong military support us, then there's no point in what we're trying to do. I mean,
True.
The
in general,
upward
as
path
a soldier,
is its own force. And
I-
if we can supplant, if they are with us, and we can convince them to help kill your brother,
I'm
that
not
is
ready
the
to kill
only
them
way
yet.
things change here. If you're saying you're not willing to kill your brother, we should leave right now. And
there are lots of options besides killing. Killing isn't the only option.
you're in the time frame we have, you are incorrect.
Because you've been framed for killing the leader, and it seems like, I don't want to just make assumptions, but it seems like your brother probably has something to do with it because he's magically in power now, and the
He's in
people
power
hate him,
anyway.
and he's literally ruling with fear right now.
He does rule with fear.
That's what's happening.
Yes.
And all the
He's
guards we've
allowed-
ran into have been corrupt so far.
And he's allowed the drugs to run rampant in
Yeah.
his
That makes
city. And
It makes him a bad leader, not one who's earned death. Right?
'Cause you can't
I mean,
tell me that all these generals in his army don't know that their soldiers also have drugs and are being assholes.
bad
If do you think your brother will ever lay down arms to you?
No, I don't.
Then he
Hopefully,
will be killed. You need to accept that and say it. or we should leave, because we're never going to succeed without. I'm not saying we have to go directly at him. I still think we should talk to the upward path.
I accept this possibility that in any conflict that he could die. I don't accept that the final resolution has to be his death. I think there are other options that, from anywhere from exile to prison, could work. Is that
How does
fair?
someone exile or put a king in prison? Like, do you have proof that
first
he's
thing
done
you have to
anything wrong?
I mean, the power of any country, of any kingdom is the military. The rule of force that he has now is the military. You know, so all you have. So the trick is to invalidate that, to make them not that he is not one. He has lied, that he is not the best ruler to have, and that the military at one time was loyal to me. If again, I agree the military is corrupt, and there's those that would not be open to conversation, but not all are. I mean, as a former soldier, most militaries follow orders, and most military find some ways to follow orders within the principles that they have, right?
When you
Best
were
to
a
their ability.
soldier, how many men did you know took this drug?
None.
Exactly.
That's a right, but drugs are right, but drugs are a powerful addiction, not a sign of corruption.
The drugs
If we-
make them steal from the innocent. That is corruption.
Agreed, and they should be held to accountable for that. Agreed. Harris?
I was going to say, if we just manage to completely eradicate this drug entirely here, like wherever they stored, wherever the dealers are getting it from, wouldn't that just solve the issue? All of the people in the upper forces who are taking this drug will no longer be on it. That's going to cause some ripples through the society as well, is it not?
And then they all go through withdrawals. But I mean, the drug, it would loosen some of the power grip of those who control the drug for sure.
Well, the
It
drug
wouldn't-
seems to have a heavy influence and is
Agreed.
definitely a problem here.
Okay. Do you guys think that we should track down the drug in the drug trade? Is that what I'm hearing?
I do, yes. I think so.
Right.
I think we need to go talk to the upward path and figure out a way to get rid of this drug.
That is my vote.
Okay.
I think that's kind of
totally.
step one.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I just want all you guys to understand or to be with me on the fact that not all military, not all the ones in this force are bad, and that the end result of if we're going to, I mean, the whole purpose here is to stop this big demon thing, and we need the military behind us to do that. And there are good people in the military, no matter the ruler that is over them. We
We'll just
shouldn't
have-
judge all military by the bad eggs that exist.
We just have to find them, but we also have to be careful which ones you trust. Because
Agreed.
if you talk to the wrong person, it could just lead to your downfall instantly.
Agreed. And so I'm totally for getting rid of the drug and trying to find within the military the ones that not necessarily are loyal to me, that would be great, but the ones that are loyal to the people.
'Cause
Right.
if there's a resistance, there could possibly be an inside person in the military, and that would probably be the person you'd want to find.
Yes. Except you have to also think that the military is there to enforce laws and rules in the way of the law, right? And the resistance is there to break the law. So sometimes the military can be against the resistance, even though they're not against their cause and their purpose and their intent. They're against them being against the law, right? So some people are, like myself, for example, I tend to be mostly law focused and rule focused. And so if somebody was trying to break the laws, I would be against them because they're against the laws and against the ones that are the right people, right. So I think all I'm trying to say in the end is that we try to find in this whole process the ones in the military that are good, that are there to serve the people, whether they're against resistance or not. Their heart is right to serve the people, and then we'll be okay. If we do that, I think in the meantime we could try to end this drug trade, and try to use that as an endeavor to find the ones that are on. Does that make sense?
Well, the ones that are all hyped up on drugs and stuff like that, once we get rid of most of the drugs around, would they not just, go through withdrawal? We would be able to pick them out quite easily at that point.
Absolutely. But being addicted to a drug is not a sign that you're corrupted. You are corrupt, right? Because drug is an addiction. It's a health issue. So it's a mental health
But it's
background.
not. It's
Right. Not right.
it's
Sorry.
definitely
Never mind.
not a good sign at that point if it's being used as a tool of control.
Right.
Treat those
Agreed.
people with more of a a little bit of a side eye.
Yeah, I'm having to separate me from Rafe. Sorry. I work in mental health, so addictions. Is
I
not-
know.
yeah. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that I think ending the drug trade would be good. And also we could use it as a path to find the ones in the military that are not inherently have the people in their heart, right? Anyone who is trying to help the people and serve the people it's the ones we want to work with. That's ultimately all we want, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just freak Malcolm out with the complexity of our thoughts. So we're going to try to track down the drug trade and talk, but we're going to start with the upper path, track down in the drug trade, and try to find the people in the military that would be on they're serving the course of good or serving the people. Those are our 3 objectives. Is that right? And I'll type it out.
Yes, please type it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, that was getting deep, guys. Like political discussions around drugs. Guys, philosophers. It's awesome.
It'll be fun.
Take the upward path in the drug trade. Number 3.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm typing.
Rafe scribbling
Scott,
down
you
notes.
God, makes you type slower.
Those.
Just saying.
Okay, so find the good guys in the military who
Yeah.
who
Hopefully, yeah.
you know are decent folk. I mean, you know several decent folk who you've put your lives in their hands and they've put your lives in their hands. You know those type of people.
Exactly.
It's late.
Trying to convince my right here that all police, all military are not bad. All right. Yep.
I'll say for a room and board and all those good things, it'll set you back a gold piece. I'm praying to the gods that you have at least a gold piece.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So they'll cover your room and your board, and if you'd like, you can retire for the evening.
Yep.
Okay. Sleeping together, sleeping apart, separate rooms.
Good question.
I'll go with whoever will have me.
Yeah,
If
I think
not,
we
I'll
need
be
to
alone.
So
we need to
Soren
sleep in
sleeps
groups,
alone.
At least. Well, at least in groups of 2. We don't want to be alone in possibly bad place. Whoever you all want one room, or you want to just be the 2? It's like 4 of us.
I think just one room, to be honest. It should be fine.
Alright,
There's only
that works.
4 of us.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, one room, 4. It's a bed. It's decent, and you're after a long walk from Beachmount, you feel safe for the moment at least, and you all slip into a nice, relaxing slumber. Mr. Rafe, do you mind coming over to voice channel 2 for a second, please?
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Right.
You drift off to sleep, Rafe. Obviously confused about the situation of this town that you lived in for most of your life. It is very, very different. And as you fall into a deep slumber, you know that you're dreaming, but you're dreaming of you're sitting in a nice, beautiful field covered in flowers. There's tulips, wildflowers, a riot of colors. It's very peaceful. It's very tranquil. And who's sitting at your side, says Malcolm, asking Sean.
Oh, definitely Charity.
Charity. Yeah, and so Charity is sitting next to you. As you know, you visit her often in her dream. So this is not entirely unusual. And she reaches out and just holds your hand. And for a moment, you're just enjoying the peacefulness, some time with Charity, even though it's, now it's a dream. And she looks at you with loving eyes and kind of brushes some hair out of your face. And she says, What troubles you, my love? What's going on? What's up?
Wasn't. I'm concerned what I have to do. I didn't want to be in service to this again, but I just like I may have to. I was chained to people before, and I got escaped it. Now it looks like that they need me again, and I don't know where that's going to lead me. And I'm worried what it's going to do, what it means for me and my brother, what the result of that's going to be.
You worried about yourself in such times, my love?
Self, I'm worried about. Yeah, I guess I am. I don't mean to be. It's a good point.
It's okay. I understand. I mean, I can tell there are big things happening. We've talked about this before, like whatever that thing is, off in Dragon's Bay. Like, what the hell? I mean, what are you trying to do here? You're trying to get a military to fight it? Do you think a military has a chance against such a creature?
More chance that I do alone. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. We're kind of grasping at straws. We're trying to get a military to defend those chains because I don't think we can do it by ourselves.
So, assuming, my love, that everything goes right, you retake control of the army. You have thousands of loyal soldiers at your beck and call. What then?
The idea is we defend the chains and we don't let this cult try to free it. But man, I don't know there's a right answer, but that's the only answer we've come up with. We haven't found a better answer to how to stop this thing from being free. We don't think that we have a chance at fighting or killing it, so all we know to do is try to prevent it from being freed.
And she gives you a crooked smile, and she kind of takes your arm and gives a little squeeze, and says, Fowlin, you should use less of these muscles. And then she taps you on the head, and more of these muscles.
Never my forte. But I mean, what does that mean, though? I mean, you thinking that we? I don't know. I don't know how to do that, I guess.
Well, I'm saying that thing is huge. If you approach it with ships are going to sink. If heaven forbid it gets free, I don't know how you would stop it.
There could be something else, do you think, that might destroy it? It's not war, it's not manpower, it's something magical? Outside of what I would know, I guess.
She taps you on your head again. Use this muscle.
Okay. There are those smarter than me.
You need allies, Fowlin. You cannot do this alone. You have Udas and Eris and Soren. they're great. You need more. You need more to take over Clifton again. You need more.
What type of allies, though? We're trying to find those that would be effective in Clifton, but what kind of allies do we have that would face that?
Well, you have the upward path. That's one option. I mean, Judas was right. Maybe it's the wrong decision. Maybe you'll get bit in the butt. There's the resistance as well. I know they're rule breakers, but they'll be as desperate as anybody to throw over the king. And as far as that thing steaming up the ocean, you need to find a thread. Just a teensy tiny thread. And when you find that thread, Rafe, give it a pull. Pull that thread, Rafe, as hard as you can. Pull the string, Rafe. Pull it. And then, poof, the dream ends. Back to voice chat.
All right.
Dum dum dum.
Hello?
Okay, morning comes. You were all long rested. No one attacked you in the night. It was all good.
Yay!
Let's go find the upper path.
I think this
Alright.
Sirenscape's not working for me.
Yeah.
I can't hear it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. It gets a bit
Okay.
temperamental. Yeah, talk amongst yourselves while I sort this out. It's being weird for me. Yeah. Okay, what do you guys want to do?
Okay, so, do we know how to find the upward path? Have we seen, like, their symbol or whatever before?
You
like we might
have, not around town though. You know, it's, how can I?
Would I know where a fighting pit is? There's always,
Oh, always a fighting pit for sure.
Upward. and there's always going to be an upward path somewhere. A fighting pit. We just have to find them.
Yeah, there's fighting pits around. I mean, you personally have fought in some of the fighting pits.
Oh yeah, whichever one is frequented
That's weird.
by the upward
Okay.
path.
Okay, so you're gonna have to try and find a fighting pit.
Someone else has a better idea.
That's the only lead we got right now.
Yeah. And I mean, keep an eye out for the little symbol that we know then, I guess.
Okay.
But the guy's taking illegal bet. Things like that.
Probably everyone.
Probably.
Okay, so you head out into the town. You get some breakfast. We'll say it's included in the gold that you had before. And you head out into the town. And just make me a group investigation check. We'll do it that way.
How do we do that?
Oh, everybody just
roll
rolls.
investigate?
Yep, and you're kind of working together.
Wow, that was a really bad roll.
+6 or +10, yeah, on a natural 6.
Yeah.
And who are we missing? Soren.
He caught me as I was going to the bathroom.
Sprung. Thanks for muting your microphone, by the way, while you did that.
No problem.
Sure, we all appreciate that. Okay, so you start wandering around the suburbs of Clifton, in the shadows of the castle, of the Clifton Castle, and once again, it's almost ominous over the city, and the guards around it look very serious. Compared to the people patrolling the street, they look like they're, from the upper echelons of the military, shall we say, the strongest foot soldiers. And even from this distance, you can tell they're glaring at everybody. It's a very well fortified castle. But eventually, you're asking around, looking around, not asking around, and you have to kind of speak in code words to find these places. But Judas, you almost you recognize the street. You've been to Clifton a few times, and you lead them down this alleyway. And down the stairs, you have to slip the doorkeeper a few silver, and then you can enter the fighting pit. So you're walking down this alley, and you're about to, do the appropriate bribes. And Rafe, you reach to your side thinking, oh, this is a dodgy area, I should grab my sword. Your sword's not there. You have a distinct memory of putting it on this morning and leaving the inn with it at your side, but somewhere between the inn and the entrance to this fighting pit, it's gone. Gone, both of them actually.
Guys, my swords are gone.
How the hell do you lose both of your swords?
You've been with me a long time. I've never lost my swords. That's not something a military man loses. It's like an arm.
Well, then your arms are missing.
Exactly.
Anyone get close to us during our walk here?
Several people. And it's a bustling city, People are setting up their wares. People are going about their day. So walking the streets, then down this alleyway, now at the entrance to the pits.
Were they special?
Define special. Everybody's their own special snowflake. So I don't know what you mean by special.
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, you mean the swords?
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you meant the people. Were there any special people around? Sorry, I thought you meant the people.
So my headphones, actually, I dropped my connector. What was the question?
Are the swords special?
I mean, one was the one you fixed for me. You got to be a +1. You work
Yeah, I mean, I could fix another sword up for you if you.
Besides that, no. They were just skimiters.
I'll check my little bags on the sides. Am I missing anything, or is it just Rafe?
I'll say you all do a general check of your items, and everything is around there, apart from Rafe/Fowl and swords. They're just gone.
It's not
So
good.
what would you like to do about it? Do you want to buy new swords, or
I guess I don't want to go walking into the place without weapons. I don't have all that money though.
yeah, I don't
almost-
think we have money for it.
I mean, we could trace our steps and see if you dropped it.
I mean, off my waist.
I don't know. I thought you would have maybe noticed them being taken off your body, but apparently not. I don't know.
Right? I'm also, I am similarly confused, but I have very little gold to buy a new sword. So,
Okay, well, I guess we'll head back in that direction and do a looky-loo around. I guess.
Yeah.
You hear a voice from the shadows, and it says, You're a fucking idiot. What is it now? Rafe? Is it? Still a fucking idiot. And you see a shadowy figure in the corner, and it's a female voice.
He already knows who it is. And so he has that exasperated look. Where are my swords, Randy?
One sword comes clattering down from the darkness. Fighting a war without your swords? You dipshit.
Yeah. Nice to see you too. Good to know you're alive.
Oh, I'm alive and kicking. And another sword, your other sword, comes clattering down from the shadows. And then this figure comes out of the shadows. You hear the voice, and you're still struggling to see, shit, where's that voice coming from? You couldn't see a source for it. But then this female figure steps into the light. She's got like long brown, black hair, dressed in black. You can tell she's got some serious looking. You don't see any weapons on her actually, but she has that presence about her that you know she's the type of person who, you know, if she came at you with a knife and you disarmed her, she'd have another knife at her side, and you disarmed that one, she'd have another knife kind of tucked into the side of her belt. She's a very, you know, dangerous person, and the fact that she just took Rafe's swords without any of you noticing, let alone Rafe, and hid from you in the shadows is quite off-putting. And she steps into the light, and you can see her in these kind of black leathers, long black hair, and she says, "Yeah, good to see you too, dipshit."
So, Judas, Eris, Soren, this is my sister. This is Randy.
Very nice to meet you.
She does a theatrical
Hi.
bow. Hi. Yeah, so you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots. You know that, right?
See, now I liked you when you were calling him a fucking idiot. Call me a fucking idiot again. And you and I are probably gonna have words.
Oh, you.
Judas, please.
You. I like you. You does, is it? You got a little backbone to you. I like that. Someone's at least doing something sensible, you know? You guys have wandered into town, got yourself involved in bloody child kidnapping. You know, your face is plastered all over this place. If it took me this long to notice you, dipshit, how long do you think it's going to take someone else to notice you? Do you think it's a good idea wandering into a public place like a fucking fighting pit? You just never were very clever, were you? Rafe.
Leave that to you. What have you been doing? I see that this is not the home that I'm used to.
Well, I'm so sorry there's no caviar and boiled quail for you.
No, that was an option.
Yeah, wait, did you used to eat that?
Oh, he used to love it. He used to gobble down quail eggs by the mouthful until his cheeks swelled.
Wouldn't go that far.
Rafe, that's
enjoyed
not true.
something.
That's not true. You didn't.
Yeah, he knows. His hands over his eyes, kind of like, you know, enduring a sibling, put that way.
Do you know that when he was young, he used to get sandpaper and try and rough up his hand to make it look as if he did a decent hard day's work? And all he did was kind of play with swords. Always trying to be something that you aren't.
All I want to do is help people, Randy. You know that.
Now, let me talk to something sensible, dipshit. You be quiet. Judas! What the hell are we doing here? I'm literally calling this rich boy out in the middle of the alleyway. What should we do? The only one with any sense around here? Judas! What's wrong with this picture?
I'll go in by myself. It will be, or maybe Eris should come with me. Can you babysit your brother?
I've been babysitting my
Please
brother
no.
my whole life,
No.
even though he's older than me. You know, he's always the impetuous one. You know, he used to chase chickens thinking they were soldiers, chasing them after a little stick. Did you ever catch one, Rafe?
I don't know what to. But Randy, I mean, what have you been doing? What's going on? Why do you suddenly show up? Why are you here?
I was
I'm
about
really
to
glad
ask.
you're alive.
Oh, I'm glad you're alive too, bro. But, yeah, we need to have a sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a location in mind?
Somewhere quiet, somewhere not so, mysterious and dark in the alley. Who knows? I mean, you didn't fucking spot me, did you, dipshit? Could be all
No,
sorts
but you
of
like
ears
alleys.
listening to us.
True. Okay. Did you have a location? Do you have any quiet place we can go talk?
Yeah, follow me. And she heads away from the alley. Eris, you watch Udas go one way, you watch Rafe go the other way. Same thing with you, Soren. Are you still going to the fighting pits, Udas?
I'll wait to see what Eris and Soren do.
I'll go with Eudas. I don't want to listen to them talk about sibling
yeah.
stuff. Did you hear the stories she was telling?
It's not sibling
guys,
stuff, love.
She'll have,
It's not sibling
no, she'll
stuff.
have insights, guys. She'll know what's going on. She'll have insights. She's one you
Okay.
want to talk to. She's one you want to know about. She's always has the insights of what's going on the lower levels. Let's say she's more connected than I am.
You just still going to the fight pits?
Eris is joining me. I'm still going. I won't go by myself. If Eris and Soren are going with Rafe, that's where I'll go. But if either one of them want to join me,
Split the party, split the party.
Not
those
to the
can't go
party.
wrong. Yeah.
Party. Very good.
Yeah, I'll wave at Soren and say babysit those two. And I'll leave with Eudas.
we'll just go
Okay.
and take a look around. We should have a place to meet up, though.
Yeah, do you have like I don't know. I know you can talk in like brains and stuff. Can you like beep your wherever you go, like Soren? Do you have like
No.
a way of telepathically? No.
No.
How long is your little mind thingy?
I think it's only a few minutes.
That sounds okay. I can't imagine that she's taking you that far.
Let's see. It
Holy
is
shit, Rafe. Are
8
they
minutes
always
right
like
now.
this?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's 8
Are you-
minutes, so.
Okay, well, that should be fine. Is it more or less than 8 minutes away, Randy?
Yes.
Lady Randy? Randy.
Yes.
Randy,
Yes, it
yes,
is.
it's short for.
It is more?
Yeah.
Or less.
Yes.
Shit. Is it
Fuck's
like a
sake,
secret
we'll find
place or
you.
like a place with a name?
Yes, my secret
okay,
place.
you-
I'm at the corner of Broadway and
Okay.
Main. It's a house with a green door. That's my fucking secret height. What the hell do you want me to say?
Okay, and I'll write that down in my little notebook and I'll follow you just.
Roll on sarcasm
I don't like that.
failed.
Fuck.
Oh, for fuck's sake, let's just meet about approximately here in about an hour or so. Does that suit you? Does that suit your schedule? Is that more or less than 8 minutes? Fucking hell.
I think it's more than 8 minutes.
Oh, sweet Jesus. And she just starts walking
Here
away.
in an hour.
Yeah, that's
Follow
right.
them.
That worked.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, Udas.
I'll follow Rafe and Randy.
Smash some faces for me. Okay, so Rafe, Randy, and Soren head off in one direction. We'll come back to them in a second. Splitting the party. Excellent. And Soren and Judas. You see that on the door there's a big bugbear bouncer. And it says, 1 silver piece to enter.
I'll pay for both of us.
Alright, in you go. Just want to point the establishment takes no responsibility for any types of maiming, dismemberment, beheading, or otherwise grievous injuries. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, in you go. Actually, hold out your hand. And he kind of stamps you with like a nightclub type stamp. There's this big red mark on your hand. Alright, in you go. And you go in. And you descend some flight of stairs. And kind of almost in this basement area is what is very obviously a fighting pit. There's people there. There's a brawl going on at the moment with, in a squared off dirt floor, and they're kind of beating the shit each other. And yeah, it's all going on. People are taking bets. Some people, are happy when something goes right. Some people are not so happy. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Well, look around for those tattoos that Roman and Armistice had all over them. I tell Eris, anyone with those tattoos is going to be upward path.
Okay.
I'll keep my eye out.
So why don't you both make me investigation checks? Okay. So just a second. I mean, it's kind of tricky. No, that's not quite right. Yeah, that'd be good enough. So, it's tricky. I'll get rid of those screams. That was a bit much. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, it's tricky because the tattoos you saw in Armistice, you kind of had to reveal them to you. And it was hard. Judas, you kind of almost half recognize these fighters, or at least the types of fighters. And maybe a little too much attention to, keep your eyes and sizing up potential opponents. You do spot someone who's you don't so much notice the tattoos at first. You notice the presence. There's this one gentleman, just kind of finely dressed in the other ones, and he's not betting. He's not really doing anything. And yet at the end of each bout, a gold seems to come his way. And you notice this. It's like, oh, shit. That must be somebody of note. And then you kind of sidle up next to him, Eris, and pretend to drop something, and you look at and you see tattooed on his kind of bicep, just obviously marks him as a member of the upward path.
I'll point them out to Judas. Yeah. Yeah.
So we know they're here. How far do we want to go with this, Eris? It's just up.
I mean, we could either get him to talk to us or go talk to him? What would you prefer?
Getting. Well, are the fighting pits here hand to hand? Are they with weapons? What is the bouts going on?
Hand to hand until someone taps out or is unable to tap out, like unconscious. I mean, you know, fighting pits, they very rarely go to the death. Generally, when people die, it's a horrible accident. Like you knock someone out and they land on a glass and the glass goes through their head. So it's accidental deaths. People very rarely actually die. But saying that, it's not that uncommon either. But this fight is a very much a hand-to-hand type of deal.
I could get in the ring and probably make him a lot of money. Or we can just go up and tell him we're looking for her. What was his name? It was put in the chat earlier.
Alexander Shade.
Yes, him. We can just go up and say that we have information about his sons, and I'm sure someone will get back to us.
Are all of the Upward Path tattoos very similar, or is it just that they're heavily tattooed?
From what Armus has told you, they all got a similar initial motif, this symbol that I should find and paste for you. But then they kind of build on top of it. It's kind of like a ranking system, like your first big job, you get one tattoo, and if you got caught and spent some time in jail, you get another type of tattoo. So the tattoos to the right eye tell a very distinct story, but it all starts with this one basic tattoo, which marks you as a member of the Upward Path.
Could I recall what Armistice's tattoos look like?
They were extensive. I mean, you do know that Armistice was being groomed to take over the Upward Path from Alexander Shade, and part of his initiation was to find the artifact from that island that you searched, which is where the boat sank. Can't remember what the question was, but I hope that answered it.
Well, it's more like if I was to... Because I can make any image that I want on, like, even if I just had a piece of paper.
Okay.
I could make an image of his tattoos, and I could make an image of the item and slip him a paper, essentially, and say we need to talk. Might add some credibility to what we're saying.
Given your artificer traits, I think you could make a very excellent replication of Armistice's tattoo.
Does that work?
So, yeah, I think so. I think the most direct way to do this is to just do that and tell them we need.
Yeah, I mean,
to
if you want to punch some guys, like you can do that too if you want.
I mean, it's probably going to take Alexander a while to get down here. We have to wait for them to come back in an hour anyway. So, I mean, within that hour, I feel like I can probably beat up a guy or two. Pretty
Yeah.
easy.
I feel like you're very gung ho for the beating up a guy or two. You know, we
Yep, go
we
for
got
it.
time. We got an hour. Go ahead, punch some dudes. I'll bet on you.
Nice. All right.
I'm broke. I need money.
let's
Yeah.
talk to this guy because I feel like let's talk to him first together because me fighting might be a chip we can play. Or maybe we can get him to bet with us or against us. I don't know. These guys are shady. They're just in it for the money. And he has enough that he'll do stupid things with it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to him first. So yeah, I'll take out a piece of paper. I'll do my little magical tinkering. I can make static visual effects on anything that I want, essentially, as long as it's a smaller object. So I will replicate the tattoo, and I will replicate what the item kind of looked like. I'll fold it up kind of nicely, and I guess we'll approach the table and slide it towards the fella. And say that we need to talk.
Now, miss, look, go bet with that guy over there, right? I'm busy.
I'll
We
point
need-
towards the note.
What's that?
We need
It's
to
regarding
go for sure.
upward path stuff. Yeah.
Upward path stuff.
And I'm gonna tap the paper with my hand and bring my hand back.
You're kind of new to this, aren't you?
Udas
I
is
mean,
just
I'm new to the
kinda
punching ring. Yeah.
shaking his head, but he's there. He agrees. Yep.
You know, there's a certain decorum about some of these things. You do not just approach someone and say, "Ooh, upward path business, please." You know, just...
Right. You know, we got in trouble for that last time. Did you want a drink? I think that's how that went, right?
It's... I wouldn't say no to a drink. Some of, the house water, please, barkeep. Yeah, 5 gold piece drink. I'm sure you understand.
Eris kind of looks a little sad at that, but we'll take the 5 gold out.
And he takes it and slides it. Actually, he gives it to 2 rather large ogres, like 12 feet tall ogres standing beside them. And he gives it to them, just kind of holds it at its back, and one of the ogres grabs it and kind of puts it into a bag that he's holding. And he... Now you're talking my language. And he puts his finger on the note and drags it towards himself, not breaking eye contact with you. Opens up the note and slams it shut immediately. Crumples it up into a little ball. What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Trying to talk?
You've got my attention. Where did you get this? Where did you see this?
I'm gonna kind of snap my fingers, and as I do so, it actually dispels the magic that was on the paper, so that image is gone. We were with him up to a point. We need to talk. To somebody higher up. I'm sure you understand. It's quite serious.
Make a persuasion check, Eris.
Shit.
Ooh. Well, first of all, I won't take it as an insult that you don't consider me higher up. Alright. And the artifact that you're searching for, he says, I don't have a fucking idea what that is. Look, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you got this, where you saw this, but you've piqued my interest. Come back here in the morning. I might have arranged for you to talk to someone. Come back in the morning. And it is currently morning, so he's literally asking for 24 hours.
Sure, yeah. That seems personally reasonable. We're gonna go punch some dudes, I guess, okay?
I am sure.
I mean, I'm not. This guy is.
Just wave.
Hey,
Also, I'd bet on him if I were you.
what's your name, friend? He says, gesturing to Udas.
Udas.
Udas. Name seems familiar. Do you used to fight down in Beachmount?
I used to fight all over Rough.
Yeah, I remember you. You were quite the heavy hitter. I haven't seen you around for a while. What you been doing, Udas? You were particularly good at cracking heads. Did you retire?
my show on the road.
All right. Tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna sit up about between you and the biggest bruiser of this bespoke establishment. What I remember of you, Udas, you were quite the fighter. Yeah. And I think people here will remember you as well. If they don't remember you, I'll certainly make sure they do. And he leans in and says it in a much quieter voice. Tell you what, Udas. I'm gonna put you against the biggest bruiser here. I want you to take a dive. Fall to the ground. Defeated. If you get your ass kicked, I got 100 gold pieces for you. What do you say?
That is not nearly enough. What
Make
would
it-
be the odds against me right now?
Well, I think you versus the bruiser is more like a... I think the odds will be like 50-50 once the word gets out that Udas, the destroyer, is back. It'll be even money. So what do you
That
say?
part is only. I think we have 100 gold to bet.
Well, I'm not offering you a bet, friend. I'm offering you money for services rendered.
Saying that was just to more like to Eris. I don't think we have 100. That is a lot to us at the moment. Even
Just to
though-
be clear, he's not betting with you. He's saying take a dive, and if you take a dive, he will give you 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Oh, okay, so carry on.
Yeah. And if I don't take a dive, just no 100. That's it.
It would just be whatever we bet, and I don't have that much to bet.
Yeah, I don't have that much to bet either.
For the fighters, if you win, it's about 5 gold pieces. So if you go into a bout, you beat the crap out of the guy, you get 5 gold pieces.
Some things you just don't do for money. And yeah, I'm just gonna go beat the crap out of him to beat the crap out of him.
So you're no deal then?
No deal.
Interesting. Alright, so you go away from this member of the Upward Path. You talk to the kind of ringmaster guy who arranges the fights. And he says, you're a big lad. You looking to fight?
Yep, sign me up.
Alright, I'll put you up against that half-orc over there. And you see this half-orc, he's a grug. He's likely to smash your brains in, but if you manage to smash his brains in, 5 gold pieces. What do you say? Right, so you wait around for about half an hour as various bets go on. Comes time for you to fight Udas. You put down your weapons. I assume you give them to Eris for safekeeping. And this big orc starts coming, and a big ogre, so he starts pounding his chest. Eris, are you doing anything? Betting?
If they're accepting bets and stuff, yeah, yeah, definitely betting.
Yep. So
I give you 20 gold. That's all we got.
okay. How much are you betting,
So
including?
then So if you just gave me 20, I have 10, so 30 on you just winning.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the way we're going to do this, Udas, is we're not going to go through an actual combat. We're going to have competing athletics checks. Because otherwise it just gets a little tedious, especially for kind of semi-high level characters like you are. You know, it's going to be 20 odd rounds of you punching each other in the face. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with opposed athletics checks. And
so would I get advantage on the athletics?
Yes, you would. But you notice, as you start fighting, the first thing this guy does is punch himself in the nose, and blood starts pouring out. It seems as if it's going to be raging versus raging, with two uncaged beasts. So, okay, so his rolls. So you start just going at each other, smashing each other in the face. The crowd's cheering as these two seemingly well-matched opponents go at it. You start with a big roundhouse to his face, and his already broken nose kind of gets smeared across his face. He has got a D6 to his athletics. Okay, so I'm going to roll twice, and we'll take the highest one and add 6. So, as you smear his nose across the face, he kind of smiles, whips up the blood, and then punches you right in the side of the ribs. You kind of buckle over, and he follows up with an immediate right uppercut, and it smashes your jaw, and you feel a few teeth slipping out the side. That's the first round. It's the first to 3, and he's taking an early lead by just smashing you with an uppercut. Okay, roll again, Udas, at advantage, and I'll do the same. Once again, he gets a +6. Ooh, 23. Ah!
Oh god.
So after he punches you in the side, comes with an uppercut, he swings around and cracks you across the ear with his elbow, and you hear a ringing sound in your ear, and you shake it off. And while you're shaking off, he kind of does a dirty move and punch it. Does the 2 fingers to the eyes, and you're momentarily blinded. But then you snap out of it, and he comes at you again. Udas, you're down 2-0 in a race to 3. 21, you're actually rolling pretty good. 10. Oh!
What? Fuck this guy!
I've rolled 3 19s at advantage. So, as he stuns you with his elbow, punches you in the eyes, and then he just drives straight at your nose. You feel like a crack, and then bang, bang, either side of the temple, and Udas. Big puff of dust comes off. And you got defeated. Thanks to some godlike DM rolls.
Oh, crow.
Yep. My rolls are very mediocre.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
+8
okay,
is
though.
impressive. I mean,
Yeah,
you're at a 15.
30 gold.
Yeah, you're down 30 gold. If you weren't broke before, you're broke now.
Actually, I'll go up to him and be like, I went down.
Okay, well, you come round. There's some kind of cleric type people who give you like smelling salt, and you come back and you see the ogre cheering, and you get to your feet. And I'll say mechanically, you have just a point of exhaustion. Maybe that will be important later on in the day, but we'll just say a point of exhaustion for being so roundly beaten 3-0 by this half ogre. And you approach the guy from the upwards path.
That is some balls.
I'm actually trying to decide whether I made it as a joke, but would he? No, he knows how these guys. work. He said he wasn't taking it. That was a joke. I will just head outside, all and nursing a bottle. Get my weapons back from Eris.
I will be a little bit laughing at you though as you come
Do
pick
not-
up your weapon.
Do not tell the others about this.
I will say that 10 gold is well worth it to watch your ass get beaten to the ground. I
My
won't say
mind
anything.
Was elsewhere.
Yeah, on the ground.
He had
All good. Okay.
enormous arms. Did you see?
I
how
did.
big those arms were?
Yeah, they connected with your face quite a few times. Okay, well, you know, we have a little bit of time. I'll get over it. You definitely owe me a drink though, because I bet on your ass and you fell to the ground.
I do have one gold left, and
Okay.
I have plenty of bottles on me. So I can have one. Here's a whole bottle, and yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let's go wait for those guys. I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
About an hour has
I mean-
gone past, so as you go out, you see Rafe and all of them. But let's go back in time and refocus to Rafe, Soren, and Randy. She takes you to a place that's definitely not at the corner of Main and Broadway with a bright green door, red door, whatever the hell I said. She takes to a nondescript kind of inn, and she says, "Oh, this is my residence at the moment. Let's go upstairs." And you see the barkeep just gives you a nod as the three of you trace upstairs, and you go into her room. And you're about to sit down. Don't sit there. I wouldn't advise it. Just sit on the floor next to the chair. Just trust me on this one.
Grace just kind of shakes his head. Of course, he'd follow the directions.
Come in. Yes. So, Rafe. What the fuck? What are you doing?
What are we doing? It's a long story, Randy. I don't know it again. What happened here?
Well,
This isn't how I left.
you know, once our dear old dad died, yeah, it was unfortunate, but yeah, these things happen. He's an old fella. It was his time, and we all know what happened. Your shitty brother took the throne. Or our shitty brother, I guess. And everybody knows what a Weasley is, but the throne was his by right, and people kind of accepted it. But then did the usual shitty things that he did, you know, raise taxes and all those bits and pieces, and he was losing the respect of his peers. And you know what's the best thing you can do as a king to get your loyal subjects beyond you, right? What's the best thing you can do? Use your brain, Rafe.
Best thing you can do to do what? To get your respect of your population, your citizens.
Yeah.
Support them usually, but I'm guessing that's not what he did.
Still not the brightest cookie, are you? You start a fucking war is what you do. Get the people behind you saying king and country and all that bullshit.
You're saying the war is manufactured.
Well, I'm saying that your dear mother, not my dear mother, was killed. And apparently you did it. Now, I'm not as stupid as you are, Rafe, but it doesn't take a genius to know that you were set up by that. Yeah. Tell me I'm not
he
wrong.
He blamed me for it. I know that, but I mean, you're insinuating that he has something to do with that. No way he did that, right? It's his mother.
I think he did, Rafe, if you ask me. I think he literally called his old mother, blamed it on you, blamed it on everybody but himself, but it did get the populace behind him. I mean, your mother, beloved by all, came all the way here from the other islands, set up these alliances. The alliances are broken, and war is afoot. So, did he personally kill your mother? I don't think so. Did he orchestrate the killing of your mother? Most certainly.
I don't know what to say about that. I can't. I have a hard time. Surely not. I mean, I guess I can see it. It's his mother, though.
Yep.
I can't.
I mean, she was old, but she definitely had a shitload of life still in her.
Do you have any proof? Anything behind that? Do you know that he did it?
Nothing that would stand up in a court of law.
I don't. So who's standing against him now? Then who's trying to stop this? I mean, with everything going on,
Well, this is
are you doing anything to stop this?
I'm just surviving, bud. Look, he started a war. That's on him. He's started the war. He's got the population on his side. Briefly. And we started having these drug problems here. I know that I don't know, you remember that son of a bitch Leighton Dawson?
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah, that's he disappeared for a while, but he came back, and he came back with a plan, and he's put it into action. And,
He's back.
Oh yeah, he's back. Yeah, he's in the castle somewhere. He's gone for a while, but he's back. Yeah.
Well, we came across him a while back, and last we saw him, he was in a ship that blew up. How is he back?
Well, I couldn't possibly comment about how he escaped a exploding ship, but he's back.
Complicates things.
So, listen. 2 problems persist. I mean, why are you here?
It's a long story. You're not gonna believe me if I told you. Particularly not me. We've come across a threat that's larger than our countries, and a threat that's gonna destroy both of our existences. And so the only thing we could think of to get some support was some military support to help us stop to protect these. How do you begin to tell the story from where beginning? We believe the military can help us stop this threat. So I came here to see if there's some way I can enlist that military support. And I came home to find not only military disarray that's undisciplined and corrupt, but also to find our citizens being taken advantage of. I'm honestly stunned what we found.
Let me
Now all I
ask
know
you a
to do is-
question as simply as I possibly can. Do you want to be king?
Oh gosh, I've never wanted to be king. I don't think I've ever asked for it. I don't want him to be king. I don't want the people to suffer. That's what I've always stood for.
But if your brother is somehow dethroned, you're up, bud.
Yeah, I'll accept that if that's what's needed. How's that?
All right. Now, you said a bigger threat. Is this something to do with that big steaming pile of whatever it is in Dragon Bay?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's interesting. So you see, the problem is if you do want to, at the very least, seize control of the military, there's 2 things you need to do. You need the support of the people before you get the support of the army. I mean, the army is loyal to the king because he's the most powerful, but if there's some type of uprising and the military can relate, then maybe the military will side on the path of the revolutionaries. So you don't only need the military, Rafe, you're going to need the people as well. Now, 2 problems with the people. Number 1, it's what I would call, religious fatalism has taken over the masses. As you see, things are grim out there. Drugs are rampant, there's a war going on, and a lot of people think, shit, well, this is bad, but whatever fucking God they're praying to will come and save them at some point. I mean, as we know, gods don't generally care too much about the affairs of mortals, but that's their opinion. And if I pray hard enough, if I sacrifice hard enough, then the gods will come and save us. A load of rubbish. The other problem, of course, is the rock salt. I mean, that's infected the army, it's infected the population. And you might have seen it, but people are getting arrested for using it. I don't think the king cares too much about it, but is using it as a political tool to keep the population under wraps. The population live in fear because anybody at any time can get arrested for using the drug, whether or not they're actually using it. And of course, it's not hard to plant evidence on people. Trivial. So, to get the people on your side, Rafe, what you need is a sign, a symbol, something spectacular, something that says, fuck you to the king. Exactly what that is, what form it is, I don't know. But perhaps that'll start rising the people out of the stupor. Maybe this religious fatalism will fade. You think you can handle something like that? They need a symbol, man. Symbols are important.
Yeah, we can figure something out. I have some friends who are really good at the fuck you to people. They could have to figure out things we can do in that respect.
Man, it's got to be a pretty big public fuck you, right?
Right.
Symbols, man. Symbols are important.
Okay. Well, anytime I think about it, I don't have an answer top of my head.
Well, why am I not surprised?
You say something crazy, Randy. Actually, I missed you. I'm glad you're okay.
I'm glad you're okay too, you piece of shit. What about you,
Well,
Mr. No Talk? What do you got to say for yourself?
Oh, I'm just a third wheel here.
What, do you think this is a fucking date?
I mean, I hope not. That's a little weird. Like, I grew up in the country, but even that's weird for me.
Oh, touche. Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think? Any big displays of FUs that you know of?
No.
You've never staged a revolution before, have you?
Well, we may have once or twice in our lifetime.
we failed at it. It's the same thing.
I mean, yes and no. Sometimes you just gotta stick it to the man.
Yeah, I can't say
How?
I'm opposed
Hey,
to
it's
that.
Kill Dawson. That'd work.
Ah. Well, let's run with that. Kill Dawson. Okay?
I am down for killing him again.
I'm telling you that all my friends be good with trying to kill Dawson. We can figure out a way to do that publicly.
I
That might
mean,
work. He's also a tax collector, right? That's big FU to
Oh, yeah.
the king.
I mean, I thought we killed him once when me and Ayers blew up that ship.
Yeah,
but I guess
it's kind of messy. It was fire, explosions. People could slip away, right?
Apparently.
I guess.
So maybe Leighton Dawson is the play. The tax man won't come knocking quite as often.
I like that one.
Very important
that one.
man. Maybe.
Has to be public though. It's not an assassination thing. That's not wouldn't rally anybody. It has to be something that's in front of people. Do you know where he's at now? What he does? What his? Do you have any idea what his behavior? I guess probably not right now. We can find out what he's doing.
Well, to be honest, it's hard to keep track of him. I know his base of operations is in the castle, and that thing's sewn up pretty tight. I'm not saying it's impossible to get in there unnoticed, but damn difficult. He always walks around with a serious retinue of guards. And beyond that, I don't know. You might have to tail him.
All right. Well, he wants to have a friend who's really good at that. We can probably figure something out. I like that. I like that direction, though. I think that one, he's an asshole. Two, it'd be a good symbol, and three, he's an asshole. So that's something to pursue, I think.
All right. Well, maybe this is the way to go with then. Take out Leighton Dawson. I guess it's a symbol of sorts. You know, he's one of the higher ups in Clifton. If one of the higher ups is being able to take down, then maybe the king can also be taken down.
Well, taking down a tax collector though is symbolic by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And he took up if he said, like you said, he's the head of drug trade as well.
He's definitely got his fingers in that pie. I can tell you that much.
So that's a three-way symbolic effort. I like that.
All right. I think we have phase 1 of taking down the king.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Should we go meet up with your dipshit friends?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. I left something for you, by the way. Soren, I think it's best if we just leave him discover this by himself. So Soren, come with me, and when we're left, you'll find something in the drawers at the bottom.
Okay.
Do you leave with her, Soren?
I guess so.
Okay, so leave with Randy, close the door behind you, and what do you do, Rafe?
Yeah, Rick, go to the drawer and see what he finds.
It's locked.
Of course it is. It's not like exploding.
Yet.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything he sees on there to open it? Any key around laying around, anything like that? Nothing obvious, right?
It's locked via like a key. Make an investigation check. As you look around, maybe you find the key. Oh, you look around and there is a key. It's under a tankard and it's kind of taped to the bottom. You feel you got lucky more than anything.
Okay. All right, I use the key to open the door then.
Okay, so it clicks open and inside is a piece of paper. It's folded over.
Takes it out and looks at it. Read.
It says you're a piece of shit.
Oh, classic.
Sounds right. Okay. Anything else he sees?
Nope, just a piece of paper.
All right, that works. He goes and shakes his head. Yep, that's Randy. He walks out.
Okay, so Randy leads everybody, you two, back to meet Eudas and Eris, and you meet outside, and she says, "Fuck, shit, okay, we're not the place, once again, follow me," and she takes you back to her room in the tavern, where she assumes you can have a bit of privacy. Alright, so we had a bit of a discussion, and we agreed that Rafe was going to sneak into the castle and slit the throat of Leighton Dawson.
Yep.
Quite big details, but yeah.
Pretty much what's
Very
happening.
forward of you.
Not looking at assassinations, looking at more of a public confrontation. But I figure you guys wouldn't mind the idea of confronting him.
For your brother?
No, Leighton Dawson.
What do we mean by public confrontation? Are we meaning
Alright.
with words?
Well, the idea would be that we want to assemble to rally people behind. And so, what would be a big public symbol but killing the tax collector and drug lord of the king?
Oh, I mean, I'm down to kill him.
Yeah.
I guess on our side of things, we did find a member of the Upward Path. We're gonna have to meet with him tomorrow morning, though.
Tomorrow morning. Okay.
Mhm.
We'll see if we can connect the two, maybe.
Yeah, we didn't fuck up this time. It was rather good.
Yeah. Yeah. So far, this is going way better than I expected. I was supposed to be dead long ago.
Probably. Okay.
All right. So we're going to get to sleep, and then we're going to try to talk to the upper path in the morning, which sounds really wrong. It's another book if you would talk to at night. I'm just saying.
It's true. Is this room paid for, by the way?
Oh yeah, this is where I live. No cost to you.
Perfect. Perfect. You mind if we stay here? I'm broke.
Yeah. Also,
Things. Well, how broke? Like literally no money?
I'm going to pull out the 1 silver and 4 copper that I have in my wallet.
You want to stay here tonight? Shit. These are the people you hang with, Rafe?
yeah, they're handy.
Well, I guess if the fate of the world is at stake, I guess you can stay here with me. Things didn't go too well at the fighting pits? Must have picked up a bit of gold. You're a big boy, Eudas. You must have won a few bouts.
It was neck and neck the whole time. Back and forth, back and forth.
Valiant.
Like, yeah.
We got very, very drunk afterwards, though, and I'm just going to, like, down whatever bottle he gave me earlier.
Oh, we've gone through several. Wow.
So when you say neck and neck, it can't technically go neck and neck the whole way. Did you get your ass whipped, Eudas?
He illegally tripped me.
Oh, in a fight he tripped you. Oh, heavens forbid. The monster.
It was
Yeah.
tragic.
Yeah, you got me.
All right. Well,
Sometimes you beat the shit out of someone, sometimes they beat the shit out of you.
ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? All right. Well, yep. More than welcome to stay. Consider this the base of operations for what do you call yourselves? You must have a group name. Dipshits and Co. The
That's certainly a better
Dipshitters.
name that we've had. I like that name better than
We
what we've had.
are, we are the,
I like the
we're the Revengers.
The
No,
Revengers.
I like dipshitters. I like dipshitters much better. That works really well.
All right, Lee.
Yeah, we're
So
revenging.
you're avenging the dipshitters. It is all right. Dipshitters. Okay. So I guess the plan come whenever we try and track Leighton Dawson, see where he's going.
Yep.
Meet up with the Upward Path, and all going well, kill Leighton Dawson. What are you going to do? You're going to parade him around the street? Going to string him up somewhere?
Kind of depends on how. I don't know where he does yet. We have to figure out what his paths are and what the options are. But yeah, I think those are all options. Somehow he's got to be public. It's got to be seen that he's dead. It's got to be known that who killed him, and we've got to put a message about why he's dead. Not just that he is dead, but why he's dead.
Whoa. Back up a minute, bro. You're going to say you're effectively going to pin a note saying Fowler McAllister is back?
Something to that effect. If you want to rally people around a cause, then that makes sense.
Interesting play.
Yeah, and that with the intent of why he's dead and what it's a the play for the people.
Now, I don't think the people believe the king when they say A, you try to assassinate him, because that's just bloody stupid. It was a weak lie and everybody saw through it. Nobody really thinks you killed your own mother. People know you as a man of honor. So maybe if they know you're back and you're a big fuck you to the 50,000 gold pieces that's on your head and you're back regardless, maybe that's a good play.
I like that.
All right. So, I think we have plans afoot for next week then. I mean, as I said, I really didn't have any idea which way you guys were going to go.
Went really well for winging it, man. That's really good.
Oh, good. So, looks like you're going to try and assassinate Alistair next week. Not Alistair, Leighton Dawson next
Dawson.
week.
Yeah, I love
maybe-
that.
Not Alistair. Yeah.
And maybe get some type of alliance with the Upward Path. And
And hopefully,
maybe get some soldiers on your side as well.
yeah. That's I like the multiple possible success angles instead of one possible success angle.
Yep. And of course, you got your sister back as well.
Yeah. That was really good. I could have done it better.
Did you relate the dream that you had to your friends?
I did. I sent a message in summary. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I told them what happened. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that, but I haven't been keeping an eye on Discord.
No, it's not in the public Discord. I sent it somewhere else.
Oh, the secret channel that the DM doesn't see. Ah.
Yeah, we figured it probably wasn't the best to do our planning and stuff like that when it's freely viewable.
Yeah, well, that's probably wise because, you know, it stops me from being meta as well, right? Like if I know what you're
Yeah.
doing, I can kind of, you know, it's hard not to. So that's approved.
Took a heavily Scott Sean to give that away, but yeah.
And
Yep. So yeah, they know the dream. I don't know what we're gonna do with that yet, but at least now it's not only me watching for the threads. No pressure. I'm missing anything.
I will say there's a clue in there.
Yeah,
Let's see if you can
I
work
got
out
the
what it
clue.
is.
That's why I said no pressure. I'm missing anything. Yeah.
Okay.
I did my best to relay that as quickly as I could.
All right.
Let's see if I did it well. I don't know.
Well, she'll see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
guys. We'll
Thanks, man.
see you next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.